I'm Mike Dooley, and I spent my college years in the only residence room at the Huey P. Long pool. This is a sample of what it was like at that time and place, especially for those around the LSU swimming and diving team. Our pool had character. When the new swim team started in 1968, the pool building was over 35 years old. But more recently, the design was still considered interesting enough to be used as a set for the movie Pitch Perfect. We were told that during construction of the pool, Governor Huey Long was disappointed to learn it would not be the largest pool in the country. The builders had to knock out the deep end and extend the pool to a non-standard length of about 60 yards. One result was that competitions required that a rope be stretched across the pool and winners determined like in a horse race. The more modern solution was to build a bulkhead at 25 yards. Another result of the modified construction was that the divers did not enter the water at the deepest part of the pool. It was not unusual for us to rescue a diver from a visiting team during a meet because he conked his head on the 8-foot deep bottom. In order for me to live in the room above the pool, I had to lock up at night and control swimming trespassers. The trespassers would usually be a group of guys from a dorm in the middle of a hot night, and they'd just jump off the balcony into the pool. One night, Coach knocked on my door to say a few girls were skinny dipping and he wanted me to go down and turn the lights on. By the time I could flip the switch and make it out to the pool deck, the girls were dressed and they were pissed off at me. Meanwhile, Coach was upstairs in the shadows not saying anything. My room above the pool was hard on roommates. There was no air conditioning, the TV only had one station, the refrigerator shocked you if you were barefooted, and if we were dumb enough to keep food in the room, the mice were overwhelming. But I thought I had the best room on campus, and the room was terrific for swim team parties. Not only did the pool have character, but so did the time period. The dark side of that time was the Vietnam War, which was always on our minds. But the light side came about because it was an important time for change. In the late 60s, girls on campus had to wear dresses. Freshman guys had to shave their heads, and students used slide rules. By the mid-1970s, we had co-ed dorms, a lottery draft, calculators, black athletes, and female sports. Louisiana was one of the last states to allow 18-year-olds to drink, which allowed for a party atmosphere. Athletes typically only drank during the off-season, but then made up for it. One of the girlfriends commented she enjoyed swim team parties because within 30 minutes everyone was crazy. We were slow to learn that the party reputation did not attract recruits to our school. We probably overdid it with them, but they enjoyed partying with us, and then they would choose a school that took swimming more seriously. One partying night, the sister of a swimmer agreed to escape curfew from her second-story dorm if the guys would catch her. Of course, she banged her chin on the window ledge, and they missed her. The surroundings and the times probably helped to shape our style as a group. We were a small new team of only about 20 athletes existing on a fairly tight budget. The more established programs would have over 100 very serious swimmers who kept to themselves with expensive sweats, sometimes cheerleaders, and in the case of Tennessee, coonskin hats. When we did make it to the award blocks, we sometimes wore Burger King hats or wrapped up in a Holiday Inn towel. Other teams were kind of serious with organized, elaborate cheers. We had a laugh-along cheer of "Give Me an LSU" with one guy awkwardly pantomiming the letters LSU. Somehow our group developed the skill to tell entertaining stories, especially over meals at the athletic dorm. We knew this because the surrounding tables of other sports athletes would laugh at the punchline from our table. It even seemed like those other athletes preferred to sit near our table just for entertainment. We managed to arrange a few end-of-season boxing matches between the swimmers, and those guys really seemed to enjoy hitting each other. We participated in the first streak in Louisiana, and 1 week later, we happened to be at the SEC meet in Athens, Georgia, where we helped set the world record of 1,500 streakers. We did things to entertain each other on long trips. If we had time to kill in an airport, one guy would perform a fake falling down a long flight of stairs. Normal passengers would be concerned until they saw the swim team laughing, at which time the guy would climb back up to the top of the stairs for a repeat in front of a new group of passengers. Another guy liked to cram drinking straw wrappers up his nostrils and then pretend to sneeze when the waitress came to the table. My favorite was the swimmer who was lighting farts in the back of the station wagon to roars of approval, but he accidentally burned a hole in the seat of his bathing suit. He had to compete in that suit, but he refused to bend over for the start. Maybe our experiences help to share our character as individuals for later in life. I've avoided naming people because I haven't seen them in decades and they might be embarrassed, but I'll close by mentioning some things that have happened with the few guys I know about from that first year's team. The first team captain of the new generation swimmers, Ryland Percy, became a rear admiral in the Navy. Alvin Lester survived being lost at sea when his shrimp boat capsized and several people drowned. He was found hanging onto an ice chest. Steve Boltman became a swimming coach and has attended several Olympics as a coach. Jimmy Percy is a prominent Baton Rouge attorney. And J.R. Russo was elected the public defender in Florida's 18th Judicial District, where he served for over 30 years and defended some of the country's most notorious murderers.